Try this trick if you want to vaporize any drum loop in Serum 2. So in Serum 2, there is obviously a really great granulator, and I love using it for all sorts of different things. But what would it sound like, though, if we dropped a drum into it? Well, let's go ahead and find out. So I've dropped in this drum loop. Let's go ahead and play it back and see what it sounds like. Sounds pretty awesome, but you know, I kind of want it to be a little bit more, how we say, vaporized. So let's go ahead and put this in forward loop mode. The next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to drag this LFO. I'm going to put it in Chris Lauren style, or sorry, Chaos Lawrence. I don't know why I said Chris. And let's go ahead and start doing some modulation to it. Let's play around with the density. As you can see there, we're really stretching out this sound. Let's go ahead and drop in some effects into the group. And I'm going to try out with Vintage Chorus. Let's play around with the pitch as well and see what happens. Let's also mess around with the random amount, just a tad for taste. Now let's go ahead and try out what happens if we were to arpeggiate this. So I'm just going to shift the arpeggiator up to about this amount. And let's make sure that we got everything locked in. As you can see there, it's actually arpeggiating, but we need to do some editing to the envelopes and the filter specifically. So I'm going to drop in envelope 2 over here. And start playing a little bit with this scan amount. And bring this down over here just a little bit. Bring this back down to where we had it before. Actually, let's keep it up right around here. Then let's go back to the ARP and try some different patterns and see what happens. And I also want to add one more compressor over here that can just sort of glue all of this together. Bring the Let's also mess around with the repeats and the chants. And let's play around with some of these other settings just to see what happens. And let's also add in a little bit of delay, and we'll be set for a very unique drum pattern, which I've never personally heard before. So there you have it. That's how you can play around with Serum 2 and get some really interesting drum patterns from the go using an original drum loop. Hope you enjoyed this video, and be sure to watch more.